Today I will talk about how I prepare my products for the next photo shoot. For example, this beer bottle. When I get products in the studio, then usually I get several examples and then I get to choose the best one from them to use it in the actual photo shoot. And I start to investigate the product itself just to see what material it is it transparent, glossy, what type of the label is on the bottle, does it include any kind of shiny letters or elements that I need to illuminate, and how is the neck label looking. And next step, when I see that it's properly aligned, a label on the bottom and on top of the bottle, which is quite important because you need to have this straight label when you are shooting product, and it needs to align with the label on the neck. Sometimes I get some examples without the labels and they are just sent with the envelope. I need to glue them onto the bottle. In this case it's easy. I will place them exactly in the position that I need to have, and I don't need to worry about having several photos and stitch them in the Photoshop just to get them aligned with bottom and top. And once I see that this bottle is good to go, then I even check those small defects in the glass itself, if it can affect my image and if there's any kind of better example for that one. And then the next step, when I'm shooting white background images, then I usually, with the transparent products, I illuminate inside the bottle as well. And this is with the technique that I've shown you in my previous videos, that I use the backlight, which comes through the bottle and creates this nice glow inside the bottle. And in this case right now we have an issue. We have this back label which will cut off some of the light and it doesn't look that good anymore. Or in this case right now we have this square label in here, but sometimes we have those plastic labels which are transparent and only the text is visible. And this will create really ugly artifacts when you are looking at the bottle from the front. And for that I need to remove the label. Sometimes it's easy. When it's made of plastic, then I can just peel it off without having any traces on the glass. But if it's paper, like this one, then I'm using a knife just to scrape it off. And for the knife, I have this paper knife that I'm using just to get the sharpest possible blade. And when I'm peeling off this one, then I will just take it piece by piece, and it comes off really nicely. And if there's any kind of glue or marks left on the bottle, then this can be removed with warm water and the sponge. And usually I use dishwashing soap to remove all the stains that I have in here. So it takes time, a little bit, but it is pretty important to get the good results. And you need to remove all those little marks that are left from the scratching, because they are also creating those artifacts that will be visible even on top of the bottle, and it's ugly, it doesn't look good. So once I have removed the back label and it's cleaned up properly, then I need to take the bottle and clean it up properly. And for this I have white gloves that I use just to avoid having any fingerprints on the bottle, because it's really difficult to get off the fingerprint in the Photoshop rather than just wiping it off before the shoot. And when I wear my white gloves, then I can make sure that I have no fingerprints on the bottle and it looks really, really nice and smooth. And if there are some stains or marks left on the bottle, then sometimes I use microfiber cloth or even the small cloth that is meant for the glasses to clean up your glasses or lenses. So in this case, right now I can use my gloves just to wipe it off, everything that I see here. And this is my prepared product. And sometimes when I know that I need to use water or any kind of additional liquids that are going to be on the bottle, then I know that the liquids might affect the quality of the label here, and it can easily go really ugly. So for that, in some cases, I'm using glossy varnish. And I just spray this on top of the bottle and it will create the protective film onto the label, and the label doesn't get ugly when it gets wet. So it's easy to use. The whole day I can just spray water on the bottle and nothing happens, and it looks really good. And once the bottle is on the table, then there are maybe some small dust particles that are flying around. And for that, I can use this little brush and I can just wipe them off easily without having any additional fingerprints on the bottle. Or if you don't want to use this one, then it's possible to use just an air duster. And you can just take all of them off from the product. So that's pretty much straightforward process that I'm doing every time when I'm shooting products, and I hope it will help you as well to get cleaner and nicer images without spending hours in the Photoshop removing all those little defects or stains that you see. So I hope you got some tips and tricks from this video, and I will see you in the next one.